Look who's back again. What's happening,
Oh,
Mr. Charles, on this hump day?
he is back.
Yes, indeed. Been a long week, I have to say, though, brother.
Yeah, I
Um,
bet.
yes, indeed. A lot of, I don't know, like, you have some friends like that you grew up with and stuff like that, right? That you try to find, and for whatever reason, a lot of my friends are really private growing up, and they're really difficult to find online. And so, trying to hunt down a couple of specific people, and along with the family issue, found out of the blue that one of the one of my best friends growing up passed away. Didn't know about it,
Oh,
so I
geez.
wanted to contact his sister. She passed away. My college roommate passed away. I found out all this stuff while I was gone. All these people that are young, and oh my god, it was just it's hopefully the string of bad news is over and we can get on to some good news, man. It was definitely not my favorite week.
I bet not. Well, I'm sorry to hear all that, but we could move forward and everything will be fine.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're going to go on to horse racing today. But before we go to horse racing today, let's talk a little bit about what happened yesterday. Very entertaining show with Jamie and Sean. As always, they both do a wonderful job, along with Julie hosting Horse Center. That trainer, Chasey DeVille Pommier, one who learned the trade from Pops. So you want to make sure you check out that show. It was a great show. I had a lot of fun listening to it. And then tonight, of course, we're going to continue on with Horse Center. We have coming tonight a new jockey to the Oaklawn Arena. Not a new jockey in terms of jockeyness, but new to the U.S. We have Michelle. Is that no? Michaeli Michelle, sorry.
Daily,
So,
yeah.
yes, coming in from overseas. So it should be another fun show to introduce you to a new jockey. Not new, but one on this side of the Atlantic. One that's probably going to have a lot of success, and one that should make for another great show. To make sure you don't miss any of that, Charles, what ought people do?
They should subscribe to the YouTube just by hitting the subscribe button, and then have the alert button, which is that little bell, I believe it is, a little bell. Just hit that also, and it will alert you when every show is coming on.
What's up, Jared? Good to see you, my friend. You got to be. I saw something about you got to be happy with that Patrick Kane trade to your Rangers, right? From Chicago to New York. Probably help your boys in blue maybe get another title this year. Hoping for Mr. Kane to get that done. And I think he's a native New Yorker anyway, from the Boston area. So he's probably pretty happy to come home. And I'm sure, Jared, you're feeling better. And now you're feeling better about the Rangers' chances like that, right? Hello, Sam. How are you today? Good luck. Thank you. We can use a little bit of good luck today. Pick 6 in race 3 to hear today. Waiting for your best bet win today to use it as a single on your pick 6. Thank you. All right. Well, Charles, I think there's a few horses on this card today that are single-able, if that's a word.
I have actually 4 of them.
Ooh, 4 of them. So here we go. Pick. Good morning. My pick 1-1. Is this your pick 4 this morning to start today? To pick 5 from Melvin. Thanks again, Melvin, for joining and sharing your thoughts. The 11 with the 3, 4, 5, and 6, with the 2, with the 1, 2, 5, and 6, with the 5. All right, Charles, guess what? It's our turn now, right?
That's right.
All right, so let's get cracking on race number 1 at, hold on a second, get away for a little while, and I'm a little out of form, Charles. I don't know what to make of that.
That's all right. You get right back into form now.
What is us old folks, when we're not doing things, what is that called, the muscle memory, so the brain memory, the muscle brain memory has been reduced. Race number 1 is 1 in the 16th mile on the turf. It's a great card of maiden races today, Charles, no question about that.
Yesterday at Parks there was only one maiden race.
Parks doesn't really have a whole lot of them, so
yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Good morning, Michael Watkins. How you doing today? Out in Texas, right? If I remember correctly, the weather's got to be breaking down there. Finally heard the first geese up here in Chicago today. That means spring is coming, Charles. At 1 mile in the 16th on the turf, you're kind of looking for horses on that Gulfstream Park. Well, it doesn't really much matter in terms of the running style. It's about 50-50 between horses that want to be closer to the front and those that would rather come from the back. Although there is a little bit of a bonus for the rail. 2 and 3 have a smaller bonus than the 1. 4 and out play a little bit under par, Charles, although speed's not a key factor in here. maybe there are some in here with our simulation that could steal this one up front.
Yeah, the simulation. Well, the scratch of the 3 is going to distribute out to a couple other horses, but probably most likely the 2 will benefit from that. Right now, 23% chance, but those odds, I mean, that percentage probably went up a little bit more. The 8 does have something to say with it, and the 10, both are right around 16% each. And so they'll get a little bit of that percentage that the 3 dropped out. And then when it comes to simulation odds, we have the first one up is on the 4, which is slightly under 6-1. Morning line is 15-1, so that's a nice little overlay.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have that 10 horse, which is just under even money. Look at that morning line, 20-1.
Nice.
Now, there is a overlay.
Yes, indeed. That is an overlay. Mike said 85 down there. Just have to deal with it. What's going to be 60 in Chicago today? So I'm actually going to go to the golf range today, see if I can hurt my back again.
78.
Just got over last time going to the range from all the muscle aches from sitting crouched at my desk and then going to swing a golf club. Real quick, these numbers here, this is the morning line odds, obviously set by the line maker. We run 1,000 races through a simulation using speed figures, and then based upon how frequently that horse finishes first, we go ahead and create what the odds would be like. And then we do the same thing for the quarter mile marker to see who's the likely leader once they hit the quarter mile marker. Also put together our way to the winner's circle worksheet. E horses are your sprinters who want to be on the lead. EPs are sprinters that can be on the lead, second or third, usually within a length or so of the leader. Your pressure types, they don't take the lead to win, but they are ones that like to be close. PCs are very versatile, can win from anywhere on the track, and your Cs are your closers. Over here, we see the 1 horse is a first-time starter. Bunch of that early speed scratched out of here, Charles, with the 3 and the 5, as you mentioned. The 6 with the down arrow now might be that person with the drop in class. Got a whole bunch of closers in here, Charles. I know it's been 50-50 so far. I got to think with this race shape, it's going to favor a horse that's forwardly placed. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think one of those closers are going to have to run a little bit more closer to the pace. I don't think the 7's a true leader that could hang on. So, yeah, I agree. They have to be a little bit more forwardly placed to win this race. I'm going with the 11 here. This horse ran second last time out, claim last time, but he comes right back at the same claim level. So the trainer gets 20% first after a claim. They also add the blinkers today, so there's probably your key that they're going to try to get a little bit more speed out of him. So maybe he might be one of them that might be moved up a little bit forward than usual. And then the 9 horse is my second choice. He ran second last time. He was well bet last time out, and this is his third start after a layoff. My favorite angle.
Yes, indeed.
And then the 4 horse is my third choice here. This horse ran even in his only race, and he's bred for this type of distance, the surface, and he gets Tyler, so he could be a little dangerous because he had 1 race under his belt. And then I'm going to throw in that 1 horse, first-time starter, solid works, bred for the grass. But I must say that 10 horse, I think it's worth a couple of dollars across the board, at least if you're going to do something, if it stays at those odds of 20-1.
Yeah, or maybe go up a little bit.
Yeah.
Jared likes the 7 in and the 8 in the first race. If like Jared and like Melvin, you have some thoughts on horses you like, whether they're at Gulfstream Park or anywhere that's running today, hit us up in the comments section. Let us know any questions, that sort of stuff. We appreciate it. For me in race number 1, Charles, I'm going to start with the 11 horse as well. Looking Essa, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a little faster fractions last time out and the first time that the horse ran on grass. So maybe we see some continued improvement there. Number 7 is Master Uruguay. Been upping his speed figures in the last 2 races following the debut. So maybe more improvement on the way today. You got to take that faith. Did run that top last race speed figure by a large margin, but that was at Tampa Bay Downs. Sometimes those numbers drop at Gulfstream Park. And then finally, number 8, gentlemen, Jerry, first time in straight maiden claiming. It is a 19% winner for Kelly Breen. Excuse me one second, Mr. Charles. I got a tickle in my throat right as I was about to start talking. That was fun. Jared's got the Ortiz on the 7. Sabelli, who's Sabelli on there, Jared? Let us know what you're thinking there. For me, I'm going to start off with a trifecta, Charles, with the 7, 10, 11 over the 7, 11, over the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Outside horses, the bias doesn't really work. So why not start off with a trifecta like that? Did you walk us through your pick 5 already?
No, I have not. I'm gonna start off with a pick 5, swinging for the fences right away.
Right away, baby. Calling your shot like Babe Ruth in Wrigley Field.
There it is. Well, I'm gonna go with my top 4 picks in this first leg. And then I got 2 singles back to back. So in the second and third leg, and then the fourth leg, I'm going with my top 3 picks, and same thing with the final leg, the 5th leg, I'm going with my top 3 picks.
Beautiful. That brings us through race number 1. Jared saying Breen is a good trainer on turf, so you must use the 8 horse, if indeed that's your line of thinking. In race number 2, which is where we're going to take our line of thinking now, Charles. Race 2, this race is a mile and 70 yards on the all-weather Tapeta course. Yes, again, another maiden race. This one, bottom of the barrel stuff, 12,500 claimer versus 21 grand at 1 mile and 70 yards on that synthetic in South Florida. Charles's favorite track, bar none. Again, we find that there is a 50-50, really no advantage to any particular running style. Only 11% of the horses go wire to wire, so maybe on front is not where you want to be. The post positions are predominantly fair, except you do get a little bit of a discount if you wear the the black 2 or the blue 3. Charles, once again, we've run some simulations to get a sense of who's going to be where, and lead performer appears to be the key term.
Yeah, definitely. The 4 there has a 98% chance of having that lead at the quarter pole, and I believe so too. I think this horse will be out there winging. And then when it
just
comes
like I have a 98% chance to have more winners than you today.
Oh, there's a challenge already. Already there's a challenge.
I'm just back for a few hours and Charles is already getting busted.
And I'll take that challenge today, no doubt.
Right.
I have the winners today. Simulation odds, it looks like pretty much the 5 is like what, 1 to 5, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
and
it looks
it's
like
slightly over even money
a
on
single
morning line. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to take the challenge. Everyone keep track of Rich's bets and my bets, or not just bets, just the picks alone. That'd be good enough for me.
That'll be good enough for Charles. Charles is ready to knock me out. 2 horse not running today in the second race. We find over here that there is 1 horse over here, the 1 horse that has gotten to the front before, tried its luck going to wire. Although it looks to me like on paper that 4 horse that we talked about, that's the one that's going to do all the early running, has a +9 advantage through the first quarter mile. That's maybe a length, almost 2 lengths in front of everybody else. And that goes through all the way to 4 furlongs. So that horse, very likely to be the one everybody's got to chase down. The one that has the most late pace, maybe a chance to get that done. The best combination of early speed and late speed is that 6 horse. Charles, neither one of us have the 4 or the 6 as our top pick. Did we mess up?
No, I don't think we messed up, because I think the way this is going to run out, the 4 does have a lot of speed, and he will have the lead at the quarter pole. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
At half mile, he'll probably still kind of have the lead, but then after that, I don't know, not so much. But I take the 5 here. I like the 5 here. Ran 3rd last time out. He's bred for this distance. This one definitely closes. So all he has to do is stay within striking distance, which I think he can. The 4 is my second choice here. Definitely has the speed. Irad's aboard. This is his 3rd start after a layoff, and it also drops in class. So this horse will be out there winging, and you're going to have to catch him. The 7 is my 3rd choice here. This is another horse that drops in class today. Adds the Lasix. Trainer gets 16% when they're 90+ days off. And then my price horse will be that 6 horse. drops in class, has more of that tactical closing speed. He fits well with these type of horses, so he'll be another one running at the end.
And then, as far as I am concerned, in the second race today, I'm going to start off with the 5-horse 2 Charles Black Ice. This is what I call a light switch horse, on one race, off the next, but he's been predominantly on the all-weather track, 8 times out, 4 seconds and a third, really close. The sense that last race has a pretty decent workout. Number 4, Lead Performer, did tie for the top last race speed figure, dropping in class. I love that combination. Maybe a step forward in race number 3 off the bench, your favorite angle. And let's see if they can run this one down at the end. Number 6, 2 Beer Buzz. That would probably be me now, since I haven't had a drink in about 25 years. It doesn't seem like it, though, does it? It's the other to tie for the top last race speed figure, and also dropping in class. Increased its speed figure in the last 2 races, so trending in the right direction. And finally, number 3, For the Thrill. Increased her speed figure in 3 races since their debut, so just getting better incrementally from race to race to race. Maybe a little bit bigger bounce today can get the job done. I'm going to do a pick 4, 4, 5. Those are 2 horses I think you got to beat. The 3, 8, and 9 with the 5, 7 with the 2, 3, and 5. A traditional hot dog pick 4. Now you went through your pick 5?
Yeah, my pick 4 is I'm going to single here the 5. And then I'm going to single the next race, and then I'm going 4 deep in the last 2 legs of it. And I'm also going to throw a little 10 to win on that 5.
So you're going big on El Cinco.
That's right.
All right. Sounds like a pretty good plan. Next on our plan is to head on over to race number 3. So let's go ahead and make that move now. Race 3. Let me put this over here. So when I try to put the times in the over on the YouTube channel later on, I can figure out where they are. This one's a mile and a 16th, claiming 8,000 for the purse of 23 grand. At 1 mile on the regular dirt, a mile and a 16th, excuse me, on a regular dirt. Tactical speed does better. You got 15% that go wire to wire. The rail has been fair. Big penalty if you wear the 2 or 3. 4 through 7, a little bit of a bonus. And 8 and out, that's where all the action is, because those horses win a lot. So a little bit of speed, a little bit on the outside. You see anything in the heat map here, Charles, telling you where you can find some outside speed?
Well, definitely the 9. It's my nickname back in the day, Hercules. 35% chance of having that lead at the quarter pole. But that 3 has something to say about that 34% chance. So I think it's between those 2. I think the 3 will be probably sitting right second and wait to pounce anytime he wants. The simulation odds, the 3 is definitely a nice overlay, just slightly under even money for us. And now on the morning line, it says 3.5 to 1. So that'd be nice if it stays right around that. And the 8 is right at just under 2 to 1, and it's slightly over 2.5 to 1 on the morning line.
As far as the way to the winner's circle worksheet is concerned for race number 3, you see, not a true front runner where it has to be on the lead all of the time, but we do got a couple of versatile horses here that can be on the lead or right behind. Charles, that 3 horse has a good advantage through the first half mile. Could be a length, maybe a length and ahead of everybody else. Everybody else wants to be middle back, so that 3 could have a sizable in-race advantage, especially if it can run reasonable fractions early. The 1 horse looks like the one with the most late pace. The 2 horse. That one might be the one that tries to chase it down, but I think it's going to be the 3 get on the front. Catch me if you can. This looks like one of your 2 singles on the how many 5 singles did you say? How many did you have today?
4 singles.
Holy heck. One of your 4 singles. That's half the card.
Oh, wait, what can I say? When you find winners, you find them.
Yes, indeed.
So the 3 here is, if I had to choose them in order, who would be my best bet? This would be my best bet of the day. This horse, like we just finished saying, has the speed to do whatever he wants. He could go to the lead, sit second. The trainer gets 30% first after a claim. That's what we have here. And he also gets 24% when he rests them up 46 plus days. So you have that combination of everything, and he still moves this horse up in class. So that tells me a lot what's going on with this horse. He has all the rights to drop it, make people think twice about it,
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is a big move for this trainer. My second choice here is that 8. The 8 does have some speed. One last time out, the trainer gets 23% first after the claim. And then the 7 horse is my third choice here. It's He drops today. He's definitely going to be closing. Likes this distance, so everything points for this horse to be coming at the end. And then the 5 horse is my price horse, final horse. Drops in class, another closer. This is second start after a layoff, so it puts him right in contention with the rest of these horses.
And I think the 3 horses, the 1-2 here. It's the first off the claim, also with all that early speed for trainer Safi Joseph Jr. Glad I didn't put his names in reverse order for the millionth time. That's a 30% angle for him. So get up front, catch me if you can. I don't think they will today. Number 8, Tone Feeling. Martin Drexler is another one that's pretty good with a particular angle in this race. 29% winner for Mr. Drexler when he keeps a horse in the claiming, ranks off a win. And this is the first off the claim for this horse, a 23% angle for Mr. Drexler. Number 9, Hercules. 2 good workouts since that last race on January the 15th, including a bullet work and go. So that last workout before today was a bullet, fastest of 59, 4 furlongs in 47 seconds. That's almost as fast as you, Charles. Almost. The Big Gray, top last race speed figure, making the third start after a layoff and has some same workout, which kind of, I had to double take it because I went back and looked and I'm like, wait a minute, did I confuse horses? But the Big Gray had that same exact workout on a different day as the 9 horse. I'm going to put together a trifecta here for 50 cents, 3-8 over to 3-8-9, over the 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9. And Charles is going big on his best bet, 20% of our $100 daily budget.
Yeah, that's all you give me is $100 to deal with. So that's what I got to work with.
Yeah, you know, dad can only give his kids so many allowances money,
Yeah.
Charles.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? You and Terry and everybody else, you know.
But me and Terry believe that we deserve more.
Indeed. Well, let me tell both you and Terry, when we're making millions and millions and millions of dollars, when we are shills for the business, as we've been called before, I'll make sure that I give you and Terry, both of you guys, your $5.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks.
I'm sure. I know you do, Charles. You always let me know. through deeds and words. Race 4 is 5 furlongs. Let's go ahead over here to race number 4. It is a all-weather race. Maiden optional claiming 3 out of the first 4 races. Maiden, beautiful. The purse is 50 grand. I guess, you know, with the weather down there, they can't all be stakes races. You got to have some, you can't have it all, so to speak.
That's right.
At 5 furlongs on the all-weather, there is an early speed bias where 35% of the horses taken from gate to wire. There is a rail penalty. Everything else is fair. Jerry's Turn could struggle when the gates open because of that position. And it does look right to his outside. He's going to have a lot of speed there.
Yeah, that horse, the 2 horse is going to have a 53% chance of having that lead at the quarter pole. But you know, that 5 is going to have something to say about all that. That horse has got basically a 33% chance. So I think those 2 will be out there winging it big time. When it comes to simulation odds, it looks like the 5 slightly under 2-1, and the morning line's slightly over 2-1. So that could be your only overlay in this race.
As far as the way the race shape might play out for race 4, got a lot of the horses up here that want to get up and go early on. That's where you'll find the speed. That's where the speed wants to be. So the 2 and the 5 should get the race that they're looking for. This horse scares me here a little bit, Charles. He's a lone P horse. So you got this group of front runners, this group that wants to come off the pace. This guy should get a pretty nice trip. If they all go a little bit too quick, though, the 7 horse is the one that looks like it wants to capitalize, has the most late pace. And if you put together the early speed and the late speed for this fella, does have the best combination, likely to run the most complete race. Charles, who do you think is going to run the most complete race, English Richard, and get the job done?
You know, I think that's 7. You know, I think they will run fast enough up front for him to go after him and catch him at the end. I do like that 7 as my top choice, and he ran second last 3 times. Bridesmaid, right?
Mm-hmm.
So trainer gets 20% when he's on the all-weather, and is 17% when he rests them up 46 plus days. So you got a fresh horse and on probably a surface that this trainer knows how to get him ready for. And then the 5 horse, this horse, has some speed. So I see this horse out there winging it a little bit. Ran second last time. You get Irad. You got to get past Irad in that stretch. So there's the big competition right there.
Yes, never an easy thing to do to run by Irad down the stretch.
No, so he's got that big target on his back. So all the jockeys can go after him. And in that one horse, like you just finished saying just a little back, and if you go back and show that, where he's all by himself, he's back at sprinting. And, that could be a little dangerous because when he was sprinting, he looked like he could hang with these type of guys. So, and he was well bet last time. So he must be coming around to great form. And then my price horse will be that 3 horse. He does have a little bit of tactical speed. He could sit more like 4th or 5th and try to make a run. You got a trainer that's 19% with 90 plus days, and you get Jose Ortiz.
So Jared says you pay $100 to win if it's 3-1 odds. If you feel like the horse is good, and you isolate it as the one horse on the card that you really like and you're pretty confident with it, I would go ahead and roll with it because you win one at 3-1. That's your day, right, Charles?
It's your day,
and the rest of the day is entertainment.
Yeah, that's always been my philosophy.
For me, I like to have a little bit of action in every race. So the way I'm actually do this is how I bet things at the races. A good friend of mine, another one of that trio that I've been trying to get a hold of, one of which I found out has passed away, the other which hopefully I hear from soon. But a good friend of mine, Joe's father, always used to tell me, he was a professional blackjack player. He said, Rich, you want to put the minimum amount of money necessary to get the maximum payout. That's stuck with me my entire life. So I try to bet small and hope that I get big winners. And that's the way it's worked out for me. So that's, everybody's got their own style of doing things. My recommendation would be match your personality. If you're an aggressive type, be aggressive. If you're a conservative type, bet conservatively. Don't cross the beams like Ghostbusters because then you're going to be frustrated with this game. For me in race number 4, Charles, I like the 7-horse as well. I see I might be gone, but you're definitely not gone from my computer. Awesome Crusader has been really close in these short sprints 5 times. Tried him 4 seconds, which maybe concerns me a little bit that he might like to hang at the end. Doesn't think he deserves to be first. If not, the 5-horse, Alan Diggs, top last race speed figure in a grass sprint. So the lone all-weather run, though, was a real big mess. So they're going to have to show some improvement there. Number 1, Jerry's turn, is that lone P horse. Has some early speed at times. You mentioned in some sprints, he did show a little bit of giddy up and go. They'll definitely put him up front by a decent margin if he can get back to that form. And then finally, number 2, Alpha Blue, consistent performer that should be part of the early going as well. And in these short sprints, I want to see a horse up front more so than the one being in the back, or at least close. Sometimes you don't have all the ground you need if you're way back. I'm going to do a pick 5, which is really unusual for me, Charles, with the 1, 5, 7, the 2, 3, 5, the 8, 9, 10. I'm going to single that 1 in race number 7, and then the 1, 2, and 9 in the last race. I do think that last race, the 1 might also be one of your 4 singles on the card.
Oh,
but I felt like one of those ones, though, Charles, wasn't going to win. So I went with the 1 in the shorter field. That was my thinking.
Late daily double, 1-1. There it is.
Red, all red. Put it all on red, baby.
That's it.
Indeed. As if though we're at the roulette wheel. Spent a little time playing backjack this week while I was gone, too, as kind of a way to get my mind away from things, Charles. And I cannot tell you how many times I lost on 20. Unbelievable. Dealer taking like 7 cards, averaging a 3. And getting 21.
Well, were you playing like a 7-card shoe or a 9-card shoe or something?
I think it was like a 5. It wasn't even that deep. So it was really distressing to lose on 20 so many times. But anyway, enough of my complaining today. Race number 5 is 6 furlongs. There we go. Another maiden claimer. I won't complain. Purse is $32,000 at 6 furlongs. Charles, you can imagine on that course down there on the dirt. You want to be fast. Early speed wins 36% of the time. It goes wire to wire. There is a little inside out. So the closer you are to the rail, the better. Botita is on that rail. Does have a little bit of early speed, Charles, but is not going to run today. So you can scratch that one off and see what Cajun Fantasy can do from the rail.
Yeah, with it being a maiden race, you have the 5 right now at basically an 84% chance is going to have that lead at the quarter pole. That could be true, but I just, for me, I don't see that horse hanging on personally. I think there's plenty other speed to keep him honest. And then when it comes to the simulation odds, it looks like the 2 is just slightly over 4-1, and the morning line is 5-1. So that's not bad. And then back to that 5, you're looking at what, 3-5 or something like that. And
Yeah,
then it's
one to
two,
two, it looks like. Yeah.
yeah, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
Two
We're
to
three to
one
five.
is the morning line. That's not a bad overlay, also.
No, so if you can get anything over 1-1 on that 5 would be looks like a good value bet, Jared. When you're talking about what kind of horses you want to lay your money on. Our way to the winner circle worksheet for the 5th race, we do see that one horse who had the top late pace with a plus not going to be able to utilize that today. They got the down arrows. These horses are dropping in class, so the 5 is dropping in class and has a +9 edge through 2 and 4 furlongs. This guy is going to be out on the front. That drop in class a lot of times actually accentuates that early speed, so it might even be faster. Do have a first-time starter out here with that 7 horse, so you don't know what it's going to bring to the mix. This race to me, Charles, boils down: does that 5 fade or not? If he doesn't fade, it's a wire-to-wire win for Luna Tuna.
Yeah, I mean, really, that is the real question. I agree with you on that. I believe that he will fade a little bit. I'm going with the 8. This horse has some of that tactical speed. He could be the one that could be sitting second or third, waiting for him to weaken down the lane and take over. He was claimed last time out, second time with Lasix. I really like that angle also. You got a hot trainer last 14 days, so why not? And then the 3 horse is my second choice here. This horse ran third last time out. Trainer gets 17%. Second time after a claim, not bad. And then you also got that weight break, so that helps that horse out a little bit more, especially going down that lane. Then I got that 5 horse as my third choice. He'll be out there winging like we just finished talking about. Ran second last time. He does add the blinkers. So,
Dropping
to
class
me,
blinkers.
if
He's
you
going to be
have a speed,
faster when that gate's open.
usually if you put blinkers to make him go a little faster. Now, if you have a speed horse and you add blinkers, that's saying that he looks around a little bit, so they're trying to concentrate him. So maybe that's why he's been stopping, because he's looking for his buddies to run with.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be a problem. So maybe they're trying to correct that. And then my price horse here would be the 4 horse. He drops in class today. The blinkers come off. Now they're taking the blinkers off of this horse. They're saying that that's how they relax him. Sometimes the blinkers make them too high strung. And they add Lasix today. And guess who's on? IRAD on a nice price horse. So you got a lot of looking here in this race. This could be a big bomb, or this could be the favorite. It's
Right. There's a lot of range in this race.
yeah, there's a lot of range in this race, so that's why in my pick 4, I actually took 5 horses in this race. I even threw that first-time starter in there.
Wow.
And
so tell us about that pick 4.
yeah, so I took my 5 horses in this race, my top 4, plus I threw in that first-time starter, the 7. And then my second leg, I took my top 4 picks, and then I told you I'm in him with the daily double, late daily double, 1-1.
It's going to go snake eyes to close it out, baby. You know what's funny about that snake eyes term? My son played soccer, and we were at a golf tournament for soccer. Yeah, right. We were at a soccer tournament in Cincinnati. And one of the other kids' fathers was a professor of English, and he went to Oxford to get like his master's degree. Somehow the term snake eyes came up, and we were talking about the origins of it. And me, just a regular Joe Schmo from a local college, I said, that's a gambling term that has to come with craps. And the Oxford educated person was telling me why I was wrong and where it probably originated from. So we decided to Google it. You know where it came from, Charles?
From craps.
From craps. I was like, yes. I might not win at craps, but by golly, I got the better of an English prof coming from Oxford. Anyway, it's the one victory I've had in my life. All right. So in race number 5, I like the Luna Tuna. I think the Luna Tuna is going to have plenty of early wheels beyond that gas and be hard to catch like the Roadrunner, baby. Has that +9 edge through the first half mile. And when you put together the early speed and the late speed, has a plus advantage over the rest of this field. You cannot pass what you cannot catch. I know that from racing my good friend Robert Searles a lot as a kid. Number 2, Cajun Fantasy showed some early pace on Christmas Eve. Been on the sideline since, but does have some decent workouts between races and has first-time LASIK. So I think that early speed with the LASIK is going to help out. Number 3, Sugar Sin. Boy, I sin a lot on sugar. I don't know about you, Charles, trying to get rid of that, but a little improvement in the second career start, maybe a little bit more in her third start. Is another one of those lone P horses with the one horse scratching, Charles. So that could be a big spot to be. And then I'm going to close it out with number 7, Trotting Gear. Like you, I'm going to give this first timer a chance because a lot of these other horses have had plenty of chances, haven't done anything with them. So let's see if the 7 can make good work of his first try. Our friend Cartel Turk says in race number 1, likes the 4 horse. In race number 2, he likes the 5 horse. Again, if you got some thoughts about some horses today, please share them with us. We have, it says 2 minutes to post. We know that's more like a half an hour at Gulfstream Park. I'm telling you, as you get a little older, Charles, different thoughts come into the brain and you no longer have the discipline to stop them from coming out. This one is 5 furlongs on the turf. Optional claiming $75,000 at 5 furlongs. Sprints on the grass. Early speed wins 33% of the time. It goes gate to wire. There is a rail and 8+. Those two play fair. 2 and 3, they get a little bit of a bonus. 4 through 7, a little bit under par. Charles, speed will definitely be a factor in race number 6.
Yeah, always when you're going that short of a distance. But the 1 horse right now has a 46% chance of having that lead at the quarter pole. But the 9 down there is got a 33% chance of having that lead. Be pressuring that horse a lot. I actually think, it's between those two. I actually think the 9's going to have the lead, but that's my own opinion. Simulation odds, it looks like the 3's gone. So the 9, 2-1 is simulation odds, and the morning line says 3-1.
Yeah, if you look at the early speed there, it does look like this is going to be contentious early on because everybody gets at least some chance to get the lead.
Yeah, they all kind of have a little speed, but I think the 1 and the 9 have the most dominant pop out of the gate.
Yeah, they'll have the most octane. So if we our way to the winner's circle indeed does show that the 1 horse does have some of the most early speed, gonna be your leader, does have a plus advantage through the first quarter mile. So after 2 furlongs, gonna have its neck out in front of everybody else. This race is really kind of compact in terms of a lot of horses that want to be middle forward. So late speed here, particularly horses that are close. So the 2 that really like to come from maybe middle back, they don't have that late speed. The 5 horse should be pressuring, should have plenty of late juice. The 6 horse, also very similar type setup. And the 9 horse having some little bit of late energy as well, combining for the best combination of early speed and late speed. What do you think is going to unlock the combination today's winner's circle, Charles?
Yeah, and one of those horses that are all by themselves is the 8 horse. He all he has to do is stay within striking distance, which I think he can. Is sit around 4th or 5th, maybe even 6th, but a real close 5th or 6th. And I think he could do it. He ran 3rd last time out. You get Irad on him, so why not? And then the 10 horse, which is one of the groups, the horses that would be trying to get the lead. He won last time out. He does have the speed to keep up with them. He got a hot trainer last 14 days. So that would be my second choice. And then the third choice in this race, I like that 9. I believe this is the horse that's probably going to, if he's not first, he'll be second. He's bred for the grass. This horse cuts back in distance, so he should be winging it. And then my price horse here today in this race is that 6. Ran second the last 2 times, bred for this distance, this grass, everything. Does have that tactical speed, stay close and try to pounce. So those are my 4 picks. Like I said, this one's going to probably be wide open also. And I even showed that in my pick fours and stuff.
So they're loading up for race number 1 at Gulfstream Park. You and I both like that 11 horse as our top choice in there. That horse right now is indeed staying right on that morning line there a little bit. He is 8-5. Morning line is approximately 8-5 as well. Looking at the next up on the odds board, you're looking at, it looks to me like the 2 horse is the second choice at 4-1. That's interesting, right? Because he is a 30-1 morning line choice. What do you think about that?
There, someone dropped some money.
Someone put a little bit of money. He's actually down to 7-2. So I think there's a little bit of something going around on the track there, Charles.
What's going on?
Yes, to make that big of a drop. Next up on the odds board, well, they've kind of got into the thing here. Time to get going. Looks like the 9 horse is now your second choice. So the gate's open, and the 10 horse is the one that's decided to move forward. Does have the lead. We had him at a 16%, and there's our big overlay, Charles, the one that we had at down to 4-5. It's being on the inside along with the 7. Those 2 are going after it. Hopefully they didn't go too fast to throw up the 10. 10 might have a little bit of time. He's kind of wobbling a little bit out of the corners there. So you have 10, the 7, 10. You got a little bit of a gap back to that price horse that got bet down, the 2 horse in good stocking shape. They ran that opening quarter in 23-89. So maybe a tad on the quick side. The 9 horse, Charles, your pick, Phobia, making an aggressive move to get into contention. Coming into the backstretch, the 2 running a very patient race along with the 11. Those 2 appear to be well positioned to make a striking move as they come out of the turn and head for home. The 10 horse is starting to give up a little bit. The 9 horse is making a nice move forward. They ran the opening half in 48-27, although the 10's kind of still hanging in there, Charles. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that horse. The 11 horse is trying to make its move wide. This horse really race kind of looks like the 9 horse's race to win to me, Charles. I'm not quite sure, though. The 11 is making a pretty aggressive move, and the 10 hasn't given up hope just yet, Charles. Down the stretch they come. The 9 and the 2 are battling it out. The while 11's gone wide. Does look like he has a little bit of energy, although the jockey's struggling to keep his nose straight. The 1 horse flying at the end. It's going to go 11, 9, and I can't tell who that was. Maybe the 10, 11, 9, 10.
Well, I can't tell who that was.
I don't either. It's 11, 9 for sure. So you had the ice cold exacta. Looks like it was the 8 horse in the middle there. 11, 9, and then we had that 8 horse from our good friend Jared as one that you couldn't.
And then I believe the 1 finished 4th. I believe.
Did it? So not bad. 11, 9, 1. So between the 2 of us, we had him in there. That's good to see. I wish I had that 9 horse in there as well. Would have hit that trifecta, but shoulda, woulda, coulda. Charles is alive and is pick 5 with the 11 horse. Both of us had him at the top pick, and he went off at 2-1. So not bad, Charles. Good work.
Not bad.
I brought you some good luck upon my return.
Oh, no. Remember, we're matching. We're matching,
We're seeing who got more winners.
Yeah, who's got more winners. We are tied right now.
Definitely, absolutely tied. So we were on race number 6, right? When we gave up and moved forward?
Yes. So now we're on race 7. Oh, no. You're still talking about 6 yourself.
Yes, I haven't explained my irrational thinking yet. I like the 10 horse, Sure Can, as my top pick in race number 6, that 5 furlong turf race. It's a little better. Mid and late pace numbers last time out can be an indication of a horse on the upswing. Number 9 just came in second in that race. Let's see if he can do it again in race number 6. Sassy Nature flies in from California. If she can match the race 2 races ago at Santa Anita, would be an easy wire-to-wire winner here. Number 5, Alternate Rock, third choice, moving up the speed ladder from race to race to race. Ran some solid late numbers in its last spot, so an indication to me, a horse that's getting a little bit better. Resume says this one should improve in the second round off the sidelines every single time in this horse's short career. 2 times, that second race, much better. Finally, Whatchamacall won the lone race on turf with ease. Does have that early pace advantage versus this group in here. I'm going to do a 50-cent trifecta, 5, 9, 10 with the 9, 10. With the 1, 5, 8, 9, and 10, Charles. All right, 2 races to go on this abbreviated card today. Race number 7, the lucky race number 7. It's where we're heading off to now. 6 furlongs, optional claiming $16,000. Let's see, anybody here? This one here, the 4 is in for a price. That's what you see right here, the $16,000. And is that the only one that's in for a price today, Charles? So when you see a card and you see that's the only one in for a price, is that one that you're going to avoid, or is that one that you still consider?
No, it doesn't matter if you like the horse and you want to claim it, go ahead and claim it. I mean, it doesn't matter to me on that aspect. Um, if
So
they're
there's
the only
nothing to
one.
read into that then in your
No,
view.
it isn't.
At 6 furlongs on the dirt, early speed, 36% of the time they go wire to wire. There is a little bit of an inside out bias. So the closer you are to the number 1, the better off you're going to be. In race 7, there is some speed in here, Charles. The 4 and 5, they're going to duke it out just like you and me for the number of winners today.
That's right. And who's going to come out, Girl By is going to probably come out on that lead there at 43% chance of having that lead. But the 4, like you said, is going to really try her damnedest. So I think she's going to be right there too. But don't leave out that 1. The 1's got some speed, and so that 1 could do a little damage in this race. And then when it comes to the simulation odds, well, talking about the 1, it's just slightly under even money, and you have morning line of 2.5 to 1. The 2 is slightly under 2 to 1, and you got 5 to 1 morning line. That's a nice little relay. And then I think that is it.
Thank you, Sid Thompson, for the thumbs up on Facebook. We appreciate that. Fortunately, YouTube doesn't tell us who thumbs us up. So if you're watching on Facebook, like Sid, and you like what you see, thumbs up, please. Same goes for YouTube. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like. Follow us on all of our social sites below. We got a lot of content that's coming out in 2023. We just launched something yesterday with Jamie, what we call Twit Talkers. And, those people who put together tweets that are keyboard warrior-esque. They say nice things, not so nice things behind the comfort of the keyboard in their mom's basement. We're going to put them on blast, Charles.
There you go.
It's going to be fun, I think. And we created some great imagery for that as well. All right. Our way to the winner's circle for race number 7, the 3 horse. Going to stay home today, off to the barn, not going to participate. You have a balanced race now perfectly. 2 that want to be on the lead, 2 that want to follow, 2 that want to close. But there could be a little bit of pace here because the 4 and the 5 and the 2, they all want to move forward. That means this 1 horse, Charles, one of your reds to close the day, should sit right behind this trio of speed and then see if it can run by him at the end. Has the most late pace, so it says that's probably the path it's going to take, and that's the path you think it's going to lead it to the winner's circle.
Yeah, I think he's going to be sitting second or third, for a while there, and I think he's just going to take over when the time comes, especially around that turn for home. He adds blinkers today, keep him concentrating, get a little bit more speed out of him maybe. Second-time LASIK user, great angle. You got a trainer that gets only 12% of first time after the claim, but it's a nice double digits percent. And then you have the 6 horse as my second choice. Ran second last time out. This is his 3rd start after a layoff. My favorite angle. And he does have some of that tactical speed. He should be sitting in that second tier group. And then the 7 horse is my 3rd choice here. This horse won last time out. The trainer gets 26% first after a claim. And then the 2 horse is my price horse here. He does have some speed, but I don't know if it's good enough to take the lead, but he could keep up with them, and is a second-time LASIK user.
In race number 7, my top choice is singing the oldies. That's something Charles does every time he jumps into the shower. That's on the fast dirt, 2 times out, a win in a second. So he likes the fast dirt. Heck, he's going to get that down there today in sunny South Florida. More endurance late in its last race, and a maintenance workout in between. 1 horse singing the oldies has every shot to make it to the winner's circle today. Girl By should be involved from the very start, as we see in our early speed simulations. In the debut effort, she really ran well. If she can refine that form, would be the right trip. Number 7, Sisterin. got the maiden win in the 4th try with the top last race speed figure, and then was claimed by trainer Claudio Gonzalez, who wins 26%. The first time around the track with a horse off the claim. That's an alpha angle for Claudio because he normally wins at 18%. And finally, number 2, final episode. Last race was a bit better than it looks like on paper. It was a tough call between that and the 6 for me. So I'm going to put them both in the back end of my trifecta. 1-5 with the 1-5-7 with the 1-2-5-6 and 7. And that brings us to the last race on the card there, Charles. That is race number 8. And
I got some prices here from the first race.
All right, what you got?
The 11 horse, he won, paid $6.20 to win.
That's nice.
And then the $1 exacta paid $12.80.
You had it ice cold?
And the trifecta paid $40.70. And the super paid $85.92.
For a dime. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
The final race let's see if we can find a nice super like that here at Gulfstream is 1 mile on the turf. What else? Maiden race, made an optional claim of 40 grand. What, eight races today? 5 of them, Charles? Maiden types. Purse is 50 grand at 1 mile on the turf. There is not an advantage to any particular running style. It can be up front, middle, or back, 50-50 across the board. There is a minor penalty for horses 1, 2, and 3. So that pillbox, Charles, second of the red daily double, could maybe wants a little bit further outside post. 4 through 7 play the best. 8 and out are fair. For the last time today, Charles, our simulations tell a little bit of a story. What is it?
Wow, other than the 7, the 7 was scratched, so everything else, everybody kind of wants to lead around 15 to 16% chance. So who's really going to take the lead is the main question. Personally, I think it's probably going to be the 8, but it's going to be pretty wide open who's going to get the lead. There's the 1, the 2, the 8, and possibly even the 10 will try to get that lead. Simulation odds, you're looking at the 1, that's what, 1 to 9, something like that.
No, it's actually at 1 to 2.
1 to 2, okay. 1 to 2, and you got just slightly under 2 to 1 on morning line. I think if you get even money, I think you should be dancing. And then when everything else, maybe the 9, you got 2 to 1 on simulation odds, and you got the morning line at slightly over 3 to 1 on morning line.
So if we get 1 to 1 or better on that, can we videotape Charles dancing tomorrow then?
Hey, why not?
All right. That would be a sight for eyes that you want to kind of probably wash from your brain afterwards.
Oh, no.
You got the moves, Charles?
I got the moves.
Couple first-time starters in here in race number 8, the 5 and the 10. So we don't know what element to the race they're going to bring. Looks like there's plenty of giddy up and go when the gates open. The 7, the 8, the 1, the 4, they all want to roll. This one's dropping in class. The 4, that should help. The 1 is flat in class. The 9 is also making a big move down in class. One number that sticks out to me is if you combine the early speed and the late speed, this one horse has a 10-point advantage. Again, you start hitting double digits on that combination of early speed and late speed advantages, and horse you absolutely have to play. Doesn't always mean it's going to win, but it does mean it's going to have a very good chance to win. We both think it's the one that'll find its way to the winner's circle.
Yeah, I put a $20, another, $20 to win on this one. So, the 1 horse here, I think it's the horse to beat. I love when Mike Maker claims a horse and runs them at longer distance and even at turf. It makes it even better for me. Run second last time out. Maker gets 16% first after a claim. He adds the blinkers today. Personally, I watched that race, and it does look like the horse was looking around a little bit. So probably the blinkers will do it. The 9 horse is my second choice here. This horse drops in class today. If you toss out that last race, he puts him right there. Grand Motion, he is an excellent trainer, especially when it comes to distance and grass horses. He gets 22% when he has them 90-plus days off. So I don't have no doubt that he has this horse ready. And then the 2 horse, is my third choice here. He ran third the last two times. Luis Saez is on, cuts back in distance. That makes him a little dangerous. And then that 3 is my price horse in this race. He ran third last time out. He has that kind of tactical speed to kind of sit there third or fourth. Who knows? He might make a move. So we'll see in these main races.
To close out the show and our picks for today, I'm with you. Pillbox is the one to beat in here. Charles does have that big advantage at the end in the beginning. Top last race speed figure and ran a Z pattern a little bit earlier, better base numbers, a little bit of a lull in the middle, picked it back up, second wind. Number 2, a down burst, my second choice. 3 consecutive speed figure increases. Been showing a lot more stamina late in the last 3 races, so I expect this one to be fit. Number 9, curiously, does have plenty of back class in there. Biggest class dropper in the field and has some excellent turf breeding. Finally, number 4, Starship Boeing. A little bit of a bomb. So it should be Starship Bomb. 20-1 morning line. It's the other maiden special weight dropper in the biggest drop in horse racing from maiden special weight down. Only has 2 races so far, so we're not quite sure who this horse is. So it's not a Dennis Green horse just yet. Been off for a while, but has some decent works getting ready. So I'm going to do a try 1, 2, and 9. Over the 1, 2, over the 1, 2, 4, 8, and 9. That's how I see the final race of the day. Charles, here are our full picks for the day. Do you have any final thoughts before we get up and get out of here?
No, it looks like some decent weather's coming around everywhere. So everyone enjoy that and enjoy the races. And let's try to make a little money.
Absolutely. Another place perhaps to make a little bit of money today is to go over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet a little later on in the day. Sunny, warm Arizona. Turf Paradise is the free track of the day. There is a link down in the description below. Kindly click on that. And in race 1, the 1 horse, Magisterial, is going to be our top pick at 2-1 morning line. Of course, you can also find some college basketball plays as they close in on the NCAA March Madness over with our good friend Picks with the Professor. There is a link to Professor Side's Picks with the Professor website below. Make sure you check that out. And Charles, that any college picks for you today?
I like UConn today.
He likes UConn today. With the points or just straight up?
Give the points.
Give the points, absolutely, for sure. Well, before we get out of here, 2 things. Ron, Sherry, rest in peace. Janice, be strong. No matter what you're doing today, folks, we hope it ends up only in one place. And Charles, that can only be
the winner circle.
Yes, I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, Charles, as we will go over Gulfstream Park again. At the same time, we'll be off Friday. Don't forget to join Sean and Jamie tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm not quite sure what we'll do on Saturday, but we'll figure that out and let you know on our social sites below. So make sure you subscribe to them. Have a fantastic Wednesday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, see you.